What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and we're here with an A+ Lamborghini Diablo. My buddy David's been driving this one for a few days. He really likes it, and he's like, Alex, what do you think? You think it needs a build video? And I was like, oh, let's check it out. And so him and Nil doesn't get enough credit. He takes every car that we work on and will do multiple engine configurations and sets like what he would say is a baseline, and then we tweak different parts up and down to really hone in on like that final 10 or 20%. And he's a scientist, and the guy spends a ton of time in the lab. He's got about double the hours in the game that I do, and I play a lot, so that gives you an idea of what our friend Nil is doing. So big shout out to him. Big thanks to David for driving some cars that are a little more obscure. And here we are. So with all that being said, this is the Lamborghini Diablo SV. Like I said, my buddy David's been driving it. We had two different engines. We had the one that's in it, and then we had a V8. And we tried them both side by side. The V8 felt a little better at the top end, but was sluggish on the low end. So anything before about 130, 140, the car just really wasn't performing as good. And then we found the one that David was driving, even though the stats are a little different, it pulls a lot harder, a lot earlier in the rev range, and so it feels better. So this car, I would say, can get you out of trouble. So if you crash or hit a tree or hit a car or do whatever, this is going to get you back up to speed quicker and get you back in the race sooner, whereas the other build that we had was a little sluggish. If you carry your speed with it, it was good, but if you crashed, that's kind of it. You were one and done. So that being said, this is the final build we decided on. It's a real corner king. This car does real awesome on any of the tracks that have lots of turns, city streets, stuff like that. Circuit racing, excellent. It does lose two other cars in the long highway runs. It just doesn't have the top speed that some of the other vehicles do. But I'm going to release a build video. The next one in line is another Lamborghini that's got a little higher top end in the same class, so we'll give that a look as well. So bringing you the corner king first, and I'll bring you the speed king on the next one. We are looking at the Lamborghini Diablo SV 1996. This is an A+ build, 269 performance points. Horsepower 640, max torque 598, top speed of 163. Like I said, the top speed is a little lower. It'll do about 165 with your redline tech if you can be gentle on it. The engine that you are running in this one is going to be the 3.5 liter V6. That is the bronze sport motor. For the parts, you are running silver pro induction. For the ECU, you are running bronze sport ECU. You are running gold super fuel system. You are running bronze sport exhaust. You are running elite platinum turbo. We tried a couple different configurations. We felt that the turbo was really the best. A little more torque was not really necessary in this build. It was already plenty torquey enough, but it did give us a little more on the top speed side of things. We are running bronze sport nitrous. We are running elite road suspension. This car only gets to 80% grip, so we're trying to get it as grippy as possible with these parts. You're running gold super brakes. You're running platinum elite grip tires. You're running just bronze sport clutch. You are running the 4-speed bronze sport transmission. And you are running the elite platinum differential. Auxiliary, up to you, you guys. I would really recommend, if you're a newer player or you find yourself second or third place, run draft auxiliary. It fills up your boost bar while you're drafting, so that way you can hopefully have more nitrous when you get to that last corner and be able to chase some people down, get a little better finishing position. If you find yourself out front a lot, run nitrous near miss, get those near misses on parked cars or cars that are oncoming, or if you're going fast enough, going with your direction of travel. And then nitrous grip turns. That's the game, guys. Drift turn, drift turn, drift turn. That's how we all go pretty fast over here on my side of things. For the handling portion, we are 100% grip on this car, which is 80% on the slider, but run it all the way over as far as it'll go, you guys. So 80% grip. Steering sensitivity, that is up to you. When you do the steering sensitivity, if you set it all the way up, when you turn the thumbstick, the tires turn pretty fast. When you back it off and go to the low end, the tires turn slower when you're holding the thumbstick over. So the idea is the higher that is, the more twitchy the car is going to feel, but that can get you into trouble sometimes if you're a little bit indecisive with your inputs, like if you're lock, and when I say lock, I mean moving the thumbstick all the way this way, then back to this way, so you're like, the car doesn't know what it's doing, and it'll be kind of unstable. So if you find yourself spinning out or fishtailing, coming out of corners a lot, maybe back that down a little bit. If you find the cars don't turn in fast enough, you'd like them to be more agile, maybe turn that up a little bit. Do what you think. I usually am between 2 and 3 clicks myself. Downforce on this build is all the way high. Anywhere else in that range, it's a 270 or a 271. So you've got to go all the way high to get A269, which keeps it at the A+ class. Traction control off, drift entry is off. All of that being said, that is going to give you the Lamborghini Diablo SV, 163 top speed, 640 horsepower, max torque 598. This car's pretty good. I really like driving it. It's stable. It's predictable. It'll slide on you just a little bit, but it's not too rowdy. It's very, very good to work with. For the style, do whatever you want. Styling, we've proven it to ourselves, does not matter. I've still got some guys that are like, placebo is real. I notice a difference. So if you're one of those guys, run your wide body kit, run your wide tires, do whatever you want. But I can't discernibly prove on paper that wide body kits change anything. But at the end of the day, you gotta like the way the car looks, so that way you want to drive it. Outside of that, driving effects, nothing. If you do put on underglow, the ray tracing from the underglow makes the car lighter because it's reflecting off the ground, and it allows us to get a little less weight, makes the cars fly further and look cooler. Not at all. Not at all. It's kind of an inside joke. I was talking wide body kits made a difference for a while, and I was proven wrong by some people, and I made an apology video, so I'm throwing some shade at myself on that one. But other than that, it's a really good car. I've got some gameplay footage right after this. Just 2 races with it. The playlist that I played this car in, where I got that footage, was a playlist that had a top speed run, and I got like 3rd on that one. So I walk away from everybody in the beginning, but then they come and pass me. But it was really boring. It was just us driving on the highway, so I didn't clip that one for you guys. But the other 2 races are pretty good. They show the car handling pretty well. And outside of that, thank you so much for hanging out. If you want the next Lamborghini, the one that's got a little higher top speed, check me out tomorrow. I'll have that there for you. Please like, subscribe, follow, interact with this video in any way that you can. That helps me out huge as a creator. People are always asking for it, but what it does is when you hit the like button, if 2 videos are released at a similar time and this has got more likes than this, it gets slotted in front, or it gets put on your page where you're going to see mine and maybe instead of someone else's. And so as you guys interact with my video, it allows other people to potentially see the video, and it really helps me grow. So I am thankful for you guys helping out on that. If you can spare a click or 2, if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Just whatever you can do to help out. Thanks. Appreciate you. I have a Discord. I stream most days. If you are looking for people to race with, come and check out my Discord. We've got a lot of guys in there in all different time zones, and we are racing often. It's not unreasonable that when I go live, we'll already have 8 to 10 people that are part of the Discord server on that same server with me. And so we're already racing as a group. We're considerably faster than your average bear. And so it's if you want to level up and race with some a little faster guys, we've got a few. And if you want to just race with the homies and be on comms, we got that too. So we have a lot of fun. Stay tuned for the clips. Thank you so much for hanging out, you guys. I'm Alex Cornnut, your wheelman. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. This car is a lot of fun to drive. This is a great track for this vehicle. We launch in 3rd, super boost off the line, and we just walk away from everybody in this vehicle. The Lamborghini is just so strong. I just try to do a grip turn there and just stay planted. I go a little wide, just barely clip the edges of these checkpoints, and then use the super boost to go straight into the next one. That's not super optimal, but it's not too bad. On this turn, it's a long, wide turn. I just plant the car and turn in. I let off the accelerator just a skosh to help the car turn in. There's my 3 boost. Now, I want to save it for this corner, but I'm late. And so I expected to hit it there and boost out of there, but instead I was just on regular NOS, so I spun out, allowing everybody else to catch up. You want to take these lines real tight and just try to line up that next checkpoint and then do the same thing here. Kind of ignore the street in this case. Now, the turn coming up, what I want you to watch for is I look back to make sure I'm not going to get rear-ended. I then turn in, and I get on the dirt a little bit, and that causes the car to start to drift right there. I use that drift and the turn to get 3 boost. I save it for this point, use it to turn sharp. There was a micro drift there plus a grip turn, and I got another yellow boost almost immediately, a small one. And I use all of my NOS and all of my boost to get out of the slowest corner in the track to get up to speed and just walk away from everybody. Let me back that up again just so you can see that. Coming into the corner, I turn in, I start to drift. When I get onto the dirt, it really starts to drift right there. There's half a bar, full bar. Save it for this corner. Hit it, turn. Nice and sharp. Small drift. Second yellow boost was used. Look how far away we walk from people. Like, we are so far down the road. Those guys are just barely getting out of the corner. So you really want to use your boost, you guys, to accelerate as hard as you can out of the corners to make up as much of a gap as possible. My line would have been pretty good, but that truck really kind of detonated there, and that made it really hard to turn. But for the most part, we were just walking away. This track has got a left turn that goes onto the dirt road at the end of it. Watch the line that I take. I ignore the dirt road completely and just boost and make a beeline straight for the checkpoint, and then a beeline straight for the checkpoint. You're going to go the same speed on the dirt road as you are in the field, so just line up your checkpoints and make a straight line and just stay accelerating, you guys. This track is really good for this car. You're going to get a chance to see how to chain grip turns together and then use the boost as efficient as possible. Once again, I'm launching in 3rd gear. For you automatic players, just get a perfect launch. The car's only got 4 gears, so if you're playing automatic, you're only going to suffer a little bit off the launch. Everything else will be about the same. As soon as you start to turn in, you want to try to hold that turn. If you straighten back out, it's going to give you whatever boost you would have acquired from that turn. So you want to always kind of be turning if you can to try to stack that grip turn. You'll see I use it to turn sharp, stay on the inside of the track. I get out of the gas just a little bit to stay on the track. I'm going to use my grip turn here, kind of towards the tail end. If you fire too early, you end up going into the trees and it gets a little spicier than you want. I'm just using all of my grip boost down that straightaway because there was no way I was going to be able to hold them to here. You'll see that I do try to hold a very shallow turn through this whole section because the very last second is when I got that yellow. But I do another one here, turn in, try to stay turning as long as I can, save that boost for this corner, and I'm using all of my nitrous, you notice. Watch, nitrous bar is empty, yellow boost, full NOS almost. It's like 80% of your bar. That's what's really good about having the grip turn nitrous auxiliary. Like, you can use your entire bottle and then do one good grip turn and almost fill up your bottle again. And so it allows you to just chain your nitrous together and just have a constant state of boost. Same thing here. Watch, the bar is barely at a third, like 33%. Now it's full because of that nice long grip turn. So just be aware of that, you guys. I go a little wide there, and then I try to stay on the inside here, cut a little early, get in the dirt. It gets a little spicy. I still save that yellow boost till I'm a little later in the corner, so that way I can point to that checkpoint without going in the trees. Use that full bar. Once again, there's another half tank. You'll notice the pattern. You want to chain the grip turns to get as much nitrous as possible, and then use all of it because you're going to get more in the next corner.